Hey, what's going on, guys? Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas with you on a stormy, what is it, Tuesday night, June 10th. Watching some really nasty stuff. As expected, right along the I-4 corridor, especially. I know if you're tuning in from Titusville or Rockledge or Satellite Beach, Port Orange, New Smyrna, Palm Coast, Flagler Beach, there's nothing going on. And this was to be expected. It was an East Coast dominant day, which sends all of our stuff uh, further to the west. And that's what we have going on right now. The sea breeze collision happening soon, and pretty much as we speak, we're starting to get these storms a little rowdy. Post in the comments where you're tuning in from tonight. If you're tuning in on clickorlando.com, welcome. We're going to pinpoint these storms into your neighborhood. If you're watching on TikTok and you're finding us for the first time live, please consider following us. We have storm coverage all the time in our nightly live stream, Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. And if you're watching on YouTube, also if you're finding us for the first time, thank you for hopping on the stream as we track the storms alongside you guys. Please consider subscribing as well. Really appreciate you guys. A lot of people commenting on TikTok. Post in the comments where you're tuning in from tonight. We're going to fire up the comment generator thing so we can have the interactive chat. We'll get into your neighborhood and all that stuff. Couple of housekeeping things. I've got live cameras up top. Those are courtesy of WeatherStem. We're taking a live look at Davenport and Polk County, and I guess diagonal to me that way, Lockhart. I have the looping radar below me, and then in this box that you see below the radar screen where all the special weather statements are, those are going to be active warnings and active weather statements. When you see that blank one right there, that's blank for a reason. Whenever storm reports come in, those are going to populate right there. Those are all the active alerts that we have in Central Florida. So we have 3 of those special weather statements, meaning that it's a significant storm, but not intense enough to trigger a severe thunderstorm warning. And then we're watching the airport situation. If you happen to have a flight out of MCO or Lakeland or anything like that, we're going to keep tabs on that if any ground stops are issued from for all that. There is currently an airport weather warning in effect for Sanford and for MCO. So again, post in the comments where you're tuning out from. Rochelle on TikTok is asking about Winter Park. Let's hang on and head on into Winter Park for us. I think your worst might be over. We're waiting to see. The one thing that's a little unclear right now, and we'll just kind of show you what's going on. This is the West Coast sea breeze. The East Coast sea breeze is about right here. So this one's going to push that way. That one is going to push in that direction. We're likely going to see places around Apopka, Lake Apopka, Winter Garden, Ocoee really start to light up. It's unclear. There shouldn't be that much pushback to the east because we have the breeze out of the east to kind of force everything on the western side. So while I wouldn't go outside to walk the dog just yet in Winter Park, because there's still lightning all over the place, it's going to start to let up a little bit for you in Winter Park. So I hope that answers your question, Rochelle, for you tonight. Kevin, getting a lot of rain in Lakeland. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you on the live stream as always. Appreciate you tuning in. Pine Hills, Orla Vista right now. Let's stop the loop here and let's just get in here. West Colonial, 408 through Orla Vista, Old Winter Garden Road. Might be some small hail in there as well. And if you look closely, especially if you're watching this on a bigger screen, you'll be able to see in that box that direction. It'll tell you what the special weather statement is for. So the one that is in play, just of course, when I'm reading it, it just loops on through. That's my luck. But those are some of the things that we are watching tonight. Small hail, wind gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour. Every now and then they can go a little higher. Pine Castle, Belle Isle, I think we're okay. Same deal. I walk my dog in the evening, so I'm sure if you walk your dog in the evening, just be careful in Pine Castle and Belle Isle. We still have a couple of rogue lightning strikes. I mean, I know they're not in town, but they're close enough that I don't like it. So I would just hang tight for a little bit longer, and then especially to see if these storms try to push back a little bit. My guess is, and my forecast is for these to now kind of just hold tight pretty much right in here, and then things are going to get wild in that area due to the fact that we've got the winds now converging together. Look at what's going on in Davenport. Got a lowering there. Let's head into Davenport, and here's what we're watching coming in. That strong thunderstorm moving through Davenport. And again, we'll do some camera work as well. I have my camera set up on my other weather computer. You got it, Rochelle. Thanks so much for tuning in on the live stream tonight. Really appreciate you. Also tonight, the Post Malone concert. If anybody happens to be tuning in from the Post Malone concert, Camping World, I mean, we have a super highly electrified storm right over Orlando. Let me get a camera view here right over Orlando. And again, if you're just tuning in, good evening, Ruthie on YouTube. We are streaming live on U6 Plus, clickorlando.com, on YouTube, and on TikTok tonight. A lot of people tuning in on TikTok, so keep those hearts coming. If you're finding us for the first time and want to stay updated on Central Florida news and weather, you've come to the right place. Hit that subscribe button for me or that follow button on the TikTok. And keep the hearts coming. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for being here with us. We're all kind of tracking this together. All right, I'm just zooming in on my camera thing so I can pull up different camera views for you guys. So bear with me just 1 second. The worst of this right now looks like it's this cell just to the west of. Now we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. So this is hot off the press. So you're going to see things update here. So this is hot off the press. This is going to go to 7:15. So we were just talking about that. So what I'm going to do in real time, bear with me, keep the comments coming. I am just going to, I got to alert our web team here that we have a severe thunderstorm warning. So to give other people a heads up that may not be watching the stream. So I'm going to kind of multitask here. Let me get you a camera before I do that over the worst of this. I don't think I have one right over the worst. But this is a gnarly shot here, right around Windermere. So let me click, nope. I want to. And keep the comments coming in where you're tuning in from tonight. I like to have this interactive. Okay, so this top camera now, we're going to change the title. This is Windermere. And again, follow the looping radar while I'm away, kind of. Not away, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just I'm going to loop the main radar that you see on the screen here. I just have to get the, it's around here somewhere. So what I'm doing now is I am writing this quick little web story for our web team to push out because we have a severe thunderstorm warning now. So I'm going to get that. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Felix, appreciate that report. He says or thunder in Castleberry, no rain. We'll take a look at Castleberry. And this is why you're hearing this bad boy right there. That's the severe warning storm. So, I mean, whoops, Castleberry just disappeared. There's Castleberry. And then here is that storm. It's kind of drifting up closer into south of Popka. It's kind of has a weird motion tonight being pushed around by that. What are you seeing at Disney World, my friend? Post in the comments, George, what you're seeing at Disney World tonight. Okay, another round of storms is expected to develop late Wednesday night and move through central Florida. The highest rain chances tomorrow. I've talked to myself when I type the highest rain chances in. The highest rain chances will be closer to I-75 Wednesday. Okay, featured media, radar video. Bam, bam, save, review. Give me 2 seconds. I just have to run out of that door. Hey, don't think there's going to be a tornado. There's always a shot in this situation for something brief, but it's not a tornado atmosphere, if that makes sense. Give me 1 second. All right, we got some people on TikTok and Castleberry as well, so that's the hot spot right now. All right, so it is coming to Florida. That's where we are watching these strong thunderstorms come through. Let's get in here real quick and let's try to do some dissecting now that we've gotten that. Turn the radar on. What we're doing now is working out of the Melbourne radar. And so if anybody is anybody watching maybe from Windermere, Ocoee, or La Vista, Pine Hills, the Lockhart area, look at the camera. We're watching this thing kind of develop live, courtesy from our friends at WeatherStem in the Lockhart area right now. This is in Central Florida. So all this stuff that we are tracking right now is right in Central Florida, around the Orlando area into Lake County, Polk County. It'd be interesting to see. It looks like everything's kind of diving off. And lifting up. We have a cell merger around Dr. Phillips. If anybody's watching around Dr. Phillips, if you're tuning in on Facebook, TikTok, let me know where you're tuning in from. Post in the comments for me. And if you're finding us for the first time and want to stay up to date with the weather, hit that subscribe button, whether you're on YouTube or on TikTok. Pine Hills, we have somebody watching from Pine Hills. Let me she says, Pine Hills, I can't even get out of my car. And this is why, and I would not get out of your car. This is wild here. Super heavy rain. There's likely some hail in here. And the lightning is prolific through Pine Hills. All those strikes through Colonial, Princeton Street for Villa, Powers Drive. That's where there could be some hail. And if I zoom this out, that kind of takes all the noise off. And then I can bring out my dabber and we can look. I doubt that that's actually ping pong ball size hail in there. But if anybody sees that, we're also going to be watching too. We just talked about the potential for a tornado. I want to show you something. While it's not a tornado day, it might be able to produce a funnel cloud. So you saw that kind of appendage, and I'll draw it. Watch this little appendage out here like that. And then we had this cell kind of merge with it. I would not be surprised if there is a funnel cloud or a quick little spin up tornado right around the Windermere, Dr. Phillips, or La Vista area. Let me double check here. "50-mile-per-hour wind near Pine Hills," just reported. 'Amy reports Dr. Phillips area loads of lightning, lots of thunder rumbling, and strong winds. Be safe." And again, only if you do see any picture, or if you do get any pictures, when you can do so safely, send them to clickorlando.com/pins. Um, or if you have the new 6 weather app. By the way, the new 6 weather app has a new and improved radar, super accurate. You can also submit your pictures right from your phone on the new 6 weather app. You can search that in the iPhone store or the Android store. Both of those are there. And you can find that. All right, so let me go to velocity mode. Let me go back to the Melbourne radar. I'm just clicking all over the place. And this is why they issued that. You can kind of see a little bit of rotation for a second. The king of dad bods hit the nail on the head on TikTok. He said, "This is called a sea breeze collision. Extreme Cape is feeding this." He's got all the weather terms. It's going to be the East Coast sea breeze that wins, and that's because there's a very strong Bermuda high pushing everything to the east. There might be a little bit of fighting back and forth. Whoops. Back and forth. But for the most part, the East Coast sea breeze is going to be dominant the next couple of days. Definitely looked like a little bit of rotation there. Lockhart now getting that super heavy rain. Flood advisory coming for Osceola, parts of Orange County. We will see that light up. So far, not seeing any delays at the Orlando International Airport. Let me turn on the traditional radar. Let's see. I mean, the airport, it's just outside of all of this mess. There it is. I mean, it is close. It's literally super close. Let's see. I have a friend flying out at 7:15, so it's going to be interesting to see if that flight gets off. There was an airport weather warning issued for MCO and for Sanford because of this storm that's nearby. It's going to be interesting if anybody has a flight into that 7 to 8 o'clock ballpark. Um, Getting reports of outages, Amy says. Let's check that. And she would be correct. So thank you for that report, Amy. And this is why I love streaming with you guys, because you guys are kind of the eyes and ears. You're part of the new 6 weather team here. Whenever these things are going on, we're kind of think we just took a power hit. Do you see that? We just took something. I don't even know if we're still on. Are we still streaming? If anybody confirm out there that we're still streaming, we definitely took a hit. That's wild. Let me know if you can still see this. I think the main computer stayed on, but the one that I'm running all the one that I'm running all of the cameras on just went out, and one of my lights went crazy. Wow. All right, so I think I lost all my TikTok friends. So let me know if you can in the comments if we are still streaming live. Okay, thank you, Berlinda. Appreciate you. Okay, we got a confirmation here. Thank you, Don. Appreciate you as well. I wasn't sure what the heck happened. It looked like it was a big strike of lightning, and then all of a sudden it went out. So what we were talking about was the potential for power outages with this thing, and we have the ability to track that on our weather computers here. We have a lot of good data coming in to give you the best kind of information. So Orange County now reporting 800 people without power, and I'm assuming that a lot of those are going to be in the Dr. Phillips and into Dr. Phillips area into Windermere. That's where it was wild. I'm just getting the TikTok back up on the stream. All right, so let me know on TikTok if we are so back, because we had a power hit here at the station and it briefly took us off. Nice and sunny in Daytona. You are lucky. And this is one of the things why I love the sea breezes, or they're so crazy, because it's literally calm on the coast right now. But holy cow, is it the opposite? Holy cow, is it the opposite? Um, right along the coast. Okay, let's see here. I think I've lost the ability to control the weather computer, and there we go. Just had to hit a refresh. Okay, it's nuts in here. Pine Hills, Ocoee, Lockhart. Absolutely wild. So here's the loop over the last 30 minutes. Severe thunderstorm warning going to be allowed to continue until 7:15 tonight. Okay, so if you're watching in Ocoee, you know at Winter Garden, the strong winds are heading in your direction. Look at this in between Beulah and Gotha. 45, 50 mile per hour wind gusts there. Windermere is completely out of power. Has anybody seen any like trees down or power lines down? And I don't want you going to check in this mess, because there's a lot of lightning around. Just if you happen to see it. Gene is asking that little hook on straight line winds. A hook would not be straight line winds, but I am not seeing. If you're referring to this, it's just kind of like we had a weird storm merger here, and that's some pretty decent hail. Let's go into North Powers Drive. This is right around Pine Hills. This is wild here. So Amy says that Duke is reporting that most power outages will be restored by 10 p.m. That's great because it is super hot outside. Sandy says, wow, hope it goes south of Mineola. Really windy and a little rain. So you are getting what we call the thunderstorm outflow, so that the rain cooled air out ahead of the storm. So there we go in Mineola. Let me roll this for you. This is trying to slide to your direction as well. All right, we have two watching in Mineola. Thank you guys. Don, again, appreciate your help from before as well. So we have Mineola, we have Pine Hills represented tonight. Post in the comments where you're tuning in from. We can get street level. Rosemont area in Orlando, lightning, not that windy. So Mineola, we're starting to get into it. I think it's going to smoke. The worst of this is going to slide closer to the Lake Apopka, Oakland area. Storm's getting pushed back to the east on TikTok. My sensor said 4 to 6 miles away for lightning. Thank you for that report. Where are you, the king of dad bods on TikTok? Yeah, what Red Fox said, tap to 5,000 hearts or diamonds, whatever those things are on TikTok. I'm new to the TikTok world. So we're on that, but I want to make sure that everybody is getting the good information. One light from UCF. Okay, Mary in Oviedo on TikTok. Welcome, guys. Appreciate you for tuning into the live stream. So here's the deal, and what you're seeing It's hitting the sea breeze, and we're still watching this beast of a storm. And it's kind of drifting back a little bit to the north and east. So what happens is we have the sea breeze pushing everything to the west. The main upper level flow is then going to, once these things get tall enough, they're going to be pushed back to the west a little bit, like we are seeing here. So it's kind of that we always talk about like rock'em sock'em robots from back in the day. They just kind of battle and battle and battle. Let me just check in here to make sure we have nothing. Let me turn all the lightning off here and let me pause. Okay, Piedmont into Lockhart, Altamont Springs. All right, so new severe thunderstorm warning is coming, extending to the northwest of the current warning. Okay, so I'm just gonna go update. So they're gonna extend it back to where Dad Bods on TikTok just said about that his sensors are picking up the lightning getting a little closer. This is why I also want to just keep an eye on this. There is some very, very broad rotation here. It's nothing too concerning, but I would not be surprised if it tries to drop a funnel. Don't go out and try to look at it. Um, Let me just turn the regular radar on and see what we have going. And this is because this is the one thing I was talking about before. It's not a tornado setup. So we're not talking about tornado outbreak or anything like that. The deal when you're getting into sea breeze season is that oftentimes you've got storms coming up and intersecting boundaries with the sea breeze, some outflow boundaries, and it makes things spin just a little bit. And that's what we have going on here. So we're going to be watching that as well. Let's see. That new warning should populate momentarily. In the warning box to on the bottom right of the screen. So now that warning is going to include the south side of Apopka, and that's likely for the other thing. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so we're getting that new warning in. Whenever we had to get to the power going out, kind of took all of our warning stuff off of the on all that stuff off the TV. I don't think you're going to be dealing with tonight. Just keeping a close eye on it. Again, you're not in a very tornado-y setup. There's just a very, very broad area of rotation, maybe a funnel coming through, but that's about it. Now that there's a lot of rain cooled air around, it's hard for those things to touch the ground also. Hey, if you're on TikTok, it says something about the diamonds. So put those diamonds in hearts and stuff. Kind of a boomer with the whole TikTok thing. So I'm learning that. That's awesome, Tiffany, that your son and husband are weather spotters. Amy, Dr. Phil's Metro West winds picking up again. What? Sorry, what do you mean by side by side? And thanks for hanging with us tonight. Appreciate you. We had our thunderstorm earlier with side by side at KMG or YouTube. I don't. If it was on YouTube, that ad was from YouTube. A lightning strike hit really close. It shook the house and took out the power. Still no power. Thunder and wind picking up in Seminole County. Let's go check in on Seminole County. So, our friend in Pine Hills, I think that threat is quickly coming down, by the way. So it's still going to be rocking. Awesome. Gene just took the training for Skywarn. It's a great class. Weather Service does a great job with that stuff. The worst of the storm here where we could have some hail. Let me make sure I'm on the correct radar. We're going to be working on a Melbourne around Lockhart. So I have the Lockhart camera up. That's the smaller one right in the middle of the screen here. And it is coming down. Could have some hail in the mix.
It's back up. If you
Sorry, audio's off. We took a power hit, so we're having some trouble with the crawl or that has the warning going across on the TV side. So I have to deal with that too. I got to make a call to our um weather data provider to figure out what happened with that. Um so I'm working on that, kind of walking and chewing gum. Ruthie, appreciate you. Thank you a ton for being here. Thank you guys for hanging with us and for all the storm reports. This is very helpful because it helps us track the storm all the way down the road. Let me zoom out real quick and let me hit this play button. Yeah, the storms are no doubt the King of Dablots trying to push back onto a little bit further to the east. You kind of see that right there. Cool. Thanks, guys. Had it muted. I have to give me 1 second. I'm just going to mute the mic. I have to make a phone call to make sure that we are getting the weather information out on the TV side. The power hit kind of screwed up the other things. So I'm just going to keep this rolling for a little bit. Pagey P, it's going to come back in your direction, but it should be much, much weaker by that point. Okay, so you're getting kind of almost a behind the scenes look, some technical issues. We took a lightning strike here at the station, and we have some people, engineers working on getting that out. The YouTube and the TikTok streams are all good, and what you're seeing on Click Orlando is all good. But on the TV side, we have the crawl that says severe thunderstorm warning out there. That's not coming in due to the fact that um, the storm kind of took it out. So we're getting that all fixed up. All right, if you're just joining us tonight, active alerts box. We have no tornado warnings, thankfully, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in play, a flood advisory, and then a special weather statement that's just below the severe thunderstorm warning. So there we go now. Also looping are the airport delays. And the reason why we have that there is because I figured that there would be a ground stop at MCO. Anybody trying to get out over the next hour or two likely going to be stopped there. I just want to check in on this little guy just to make sure there is some rotation here. It started to look are you watching I can't pronounce, are you watching News 6 right now where you're saying the crawl at the bottom has thunderstorm warning, nothing on the top of the screen? Are you watching News 6? Because if you are, that would be incredible for you to keep that to let me know if that comes back on, because we have the engineers working on that solution right now, and that would be super helpful so that I could keep awesome. All right, cool. First and foremost, thanks for watching News 6. And if you do see a crawl come up on the top, that's kind of our makeshift crawl that our producers did to let you know, everybody knows severe thunderstorm warning, all that stuff. All right, funky looking area north of Apopka. So we have this little bit of spin around Belle Isle, Oak Ridge, Dr. Phillips. It's broad right now. Let me. All right, it looks like we have a dime size hail report around the storm. Growing flooding concern with the storm, especially near Pine Hills. So our friend in Pine Hills, about 3 inches of rain has fallen. Let's see here. All right, on TikTok, power outages in Four Corners as well. MPing report rain of Dr. Phillips on the radar scope. Let's head north of Apopka, this funky looking area. Radar. Let's check this out. Okay, don't say anything too concerning. Around the Apopka. Okay, Tiffany, thanks. It's on the bottom. Appreciate you guys a ton for helping out with the technical issue due to that lightning strike that we just took at the station. Pretty wild. All right. Ticker is on new channel 6. King of Dad Bods also keeping it real on TikTok. Guys, if you're just tuning in on TikTok, we do this live streaming all the time on the weather side of things. Same on YouTube. If you like this stuff, and I appreciate you guys tuning in because it's giving me the storm reports that otherwise I wouldn't be able to find because I'm parked in the chair and can't find anything else. So please consider subscribing. Hit the hearts or hit those diamonds, whatever they are on TikTok. I'm new to the TikTok world and all that stuff. Okay, she can't watch. Ruth can't watch on satellite. TV is black. It's likely because of the storm. Thank you for the hearts. Quarter-inch size hail in Apopka, northeast Apopka, and that was with this one here. That cell has weakened considerably, but that's where it would have came in from. So right about there, I just heard more thunder. But that's where the kind of like right in between, it's on the east side of Apopka, right on the western side of Wekiva Springs. So, I mean, that's really Hunt Club Road, Piedmont Wekiva Road, South Orange Blossom Trail. Four Corners is getting the report from our friend on TikTok about 10:45. We also, Ruthie, we have New 6 Plus, and that goes for anybody. If you don't have cable, we have a streaming app called New 6 Plus. It is free to download if you have any of those smart things like a Fire TV or Apple TV, Roku, all that stuff. You can search New 6 and that'll pop up. You can watch all of our newscasts. You can watch this stream here that's on YouTube and on TikTok tonight. You can watch that on the big screen in and out of Central Florida. Okay. So here's the deal. This is all kind of drifting back to the east a little bit. So we have a long way to go in Pine Hills tonight. And we've already picked up, let's look at radar estimates. And I don't want to forget about everybody else because we've been kind of focused. I'm just streaming at the moment. We're not live on TV or anything like that. Sorry, guys. I'm also on the phone. Not a personal call. We had some issues with our warning crawl system. Took a lightning strike at the station and took everything offline except for the feed. So I was just muting so you didn't hear our conversation over there as we were talking some mumbo jumbo engineering stuff. So that's why I couldn't hear me. So hopefully, let me know if you can hear me now. But all that stuff. But yeah, great stuff. That would be a good idea to put the app info over the info block on the streams. Are you talking about New 6 Plus and stuff like that? I swear I'm not taking a personal call. I swear. Sprout from space. Are we still? Yes, we are still the lightning cap. Well, at least lightning capital of the United States. I think there's a spot in Africa that has that title. So the U.S. Yes, I think 2 years ago was. I think it was something volcano related. I think Tonga might have got it because um of all that stuff. That remember that big volcano a few years ago sparked a lot of lightning. But I think Africa, there's a country in Africa that takes the cake for that. But we are no doubt the United States. I can't remember. It's escaping me on what city got it last year. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so I told you about my friend. If you're just joining us, if you're just joining us, yeah. Do you know why we're not getting the warning to register on the computer though? Yeah, and there's also now a flash flood warning in effect, and a new special weather statement. So we're like not getting any of the data into this computer. Yeah, and now we've got that flash flood warning is going to be pretty big. So as we were just talking about, as Amy pointed out, you likely got some nasty noises on your phone if you are in. Let me stop all this so we can get the feed. I don't know that it's populating on this computer yet. The flash flood warning is right in here. It should pop up any minute, but it's going to include, and maybe because but it's around, it's going to be for Ocoee, Orla Vista, Lockhart, Gotha, because of all the heavy rain that is sliding through. So we're going to watch this super close because I'm going to get back. This is over, and this is really that. No, no, it shouldn't have been. I pulled it up and it was open and it just didn't have the data on the screen. I Sorry guys, just bouncing in and out. Wanted to just show you. This is why we have a flash flood warning in play. We've picked up about 3 inches of rain. over the last what I mean, it's we've been hanging out together for about 45 minutes, give or take. We picked up about 3 to 4 inches of rain from Gotha to Pine Hills for Villa or La Vista. You guys know all that stuff if you've been hanging out there. We've had a couple of friends in and around Pine Hills give us that all of the reports coming through. But just some nasty, nasty weather. This severe thunderstorm warning does continue, by the way, for another 2 minutes. I think at that point it should be allowed to expire. I see the intensity on that coming down just a little bit. And I wonder if this is, let me just check to see if this is all splitting up into East Lake County, moving towards Lake Doa, geez, uh, Lake Apopka. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Combining Mount Dora and Lake Apopka, and that's what it came out as. The King of Dad Bods, 1.6 inches in Lakewood Avenue, Ocoee Tempest. Thank you for that report. MVP of the TikTok stream tonight with the storm reports coming through. Elmer in Rosemont, appreciate that. That helps a lot. 1.8 inches. No severe weather in Titusville, Valerie. We are nice and quiet. All the active stuff is just chilling over here, far, far away. We are going to see this mess kind of push back up in that direction. So you might end up getting clipped later tonight, but it's going to be on a big time weakening trend going forward. So that's going to be some good news at least. Okay, so there you see on the looping thing where none of the storm reports are coming back in just yet. Flash flood warnings all over the place. Coffee would be wonderful right about now. All right, Amy, MVP on the YouTube stream tonight. Thank you a ton for all your help and for your reports. She says it's slightly better in Dr. Phillips, not much though. I mean, we'll take slightly better with how crazy it was. Let's get back into Dr. Phillips. And this is what she's talking about. I will say this is now moving in that direction. So from Orla Vista, that's where we're in that flash flood warning. And again, that was about an hour ago. Don't think there's going to be a tornado tonight. Tampa should not be getting rain. West Coast sea breeze pushed inland. So you might have there's a few like lingering little downpours back here that might go through, but nothing like what we're seeing right around I-4 tonight. All right, and this box up here is a special weather statement. And those special weather statements are out there for whenever there's a nasty thunderstorm. But it's just below the criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning, which would be an inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, or greater than 58. That's whenever a severe thunderstorm warning is issued. Is that rain building in Zephyr Hills? Let's check it out in Zephyr Hills. Oh, yeah. It's not anything crazy, though. I mean, it's heavy rain for sure, but it's not going to turn into like what we just went through over in this area. Geez, really from Four Corners, Oak Ridge, just to the west side of town. Nope. I think in Altamont, you're looking pretty good. Just rain, some lightning around. I think the strongest stuff is is winding down now. What happens with these when I'm still here? Yes. All right, so update. I think we got it all figured out on the crawl side. Just watching. Okay, so this is the main area of concern. Let me draw the severe thunderstorm stuff is pulsing down for the most part. Let me just make sure I'm on the right radar here because this cell north of Apopka is looking kind of juicy as it kind of rides up I 4. So let me, I don't see any rotation there just yet. But some small hail. And that's what we have going on. Another like this cell merger. That's been the deal going forward. So let's give an early heads up. Our friends in Orange City, Lake Helen, and Deltona. So somebody just asked about Volusia County. Maybe in the next couple of hours, we're going to see that push back towards Daytona Beach and into Ormond Beach. But I think for the most part, for the next hour or so, you are good to go. You're nice and quiet. We're watching this in the short term for Deltona, Orange City. Let me time in the start. Let me draw that. All right, so here's kind of the timeline. Let me move that down to the bottom of the screen, or just all over the place. So Deltona's coming up in about 21 minutes, probably a little bit faster than that. Blue Springs landing in about 30 minutes. Orange City in about 36. Casadega in about 42. Again, I want to shave off like 5 minutes from each one of those. I think it'll be a little bit quicker. But we're going to watch that closely. Okay, so Cole is asking, is any severe weather for Titusville tonight? It will not be severe. If you get some rain, it's going to be coming in from the west, but it should not be severe at that point. All right, looks like a new flash flood warning was just issued. All right, new flash flood warning was just issued. This is going to be for the southwest corner of Orange County now. So the first one was for central Orange County. That is not central Orange County. Let me get a little closer. And it was mainly for the Pine Hills, like right in this area. The next flash flood warning is going to include, I believe, it's going to include Orlando, Ocoee, Winter Garden, Windermere, and all that stuff. So before they called again, I'm texting my friend right now. He was getting on a flight, and he was, which I'm surprised, and post in the comments if you've ever been through this. They put him on the airplane, but there's a ground stop at MCO right now, so they're not going to have planes take off. So I'm surprised that they let him on the plane. I'm sure that's happened to you. It's happened to me several times. I know that this can't be avoided on a lot of cases, but man, pro tip, book those flights in the morning because holy cow, this time of the year, it is just wild to get in on that stuff. Those are no longer all that stuff. It might just be the slow thing because they issued that. So I don't want to take credit for their thing. Real dark over there, 6 miles from MCO in Kissimmee. And there you go. The airport is in here somewhere. There it is. So there's the airport. So they're likely holding the flights because of the lightning that's around. Ground crew can't be out there. There's the lightning turned back on. Super muggy night in Ocala. And I mean, this is it. This is likely now the runaway freight train that is a Florida summer. The humidity, dew points are back in the mid 70s. It's been humid. AC's been running all night long, stuff like that. I don't think we see another cold front to help us out any. So for the most part, it's here, and that's going to continue to keep these storms rolling as well. That's what's fueling these storms going forward. If you're just tuning in on TikTok, welcome. If you're just watching on YouTube, hope you're having a great evening tonight. We are tracking strong thunderstorms also on clickorlando.com. And this is going to be the interesting thing. Anything down here is going to have a trend to weaken. Okay? Anything in this general area may still have a tendency to strengthen a little bit because that is where we have some untapped energy, some untapped fuel going through. All right, warning count just updated. Active alerts. All severe thunderstorm warnings have been allowed to expire. We have goose egg on that. No tornado warnings have been issued tonight, thankfully. We have 3 flood alerts, 2 of them flash flood warnings, and those are the bigger ones. Those are the ones to make your phone buzz a little bit. Rose is tuning in from Greenville, North Carolina. Welcome all the way from NC. Hope you're doing well tonight. Post in the comments where you're watching from and go take a look at your neighborhood as we continue the live stream here. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's just wild in the state of Florida how you can literally go from drought status to now talking about flooding concerns all within a couple weeks. Couple of special weather statements out still. Watching this nasty little guy. This is going to be closing in on Tavares. Let me just put the loop on. Tavares, and thank you for the hearts, guys, on TikTok. I appreciate you. If you're just joining us for the first time ever, just finding us, we stream live every night, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. on clickorlando.com, on YouTube, and on TikTok. So keep hitting those thumbs up messages or those the hearts and the thumbs up. And if you are enjoying the live stream, wish it was under better circumstances where we had all this lightning and stuff around. Please consider subscribing or following. Would love to have you guys join the team, the New 6 Weather Team, as an honorary member because you help us with the storm reports all the time. I couldn't do this without you guys. We have a lot of storm reports coming in tonight on TikTok and on YouTube and on clickorlando.com. So again, I can't thank you enough for hanging out with me tonight as we track these nasty storms moving through central Florida. So let's reset here. Let me go stop this loop. And we're going to do kind of, if you're just joining us. Okay, so Lori is asking, is it safe now to drive from Valencia West Campus across the 408 to Alafaya Trail, East Orlando? So let's go see here. I would probably delay that. I would still not yet. It's getting better, but there's still a whole lot of mess. Here is the 408. That yellow line there. So it's pretty heavy. All right, new special weather statement coming in until 8 o'clock for Volusia. This is going to be that guy we were watching right up in here. So you're going to see another box populate. Probably right up in here. That's a terribly drawn circle, but that's where it's going to be. Here in Orlando, new storm chaser. Be safe. I'm gonna try to get my cameras back. We lost that in the power. I lost that computer, so I'm gonna boot it back up because I think I have some. I think I have. Are you talking about Lancaster Park Storm Chaser? Because because nothing would be consistent with what you're talking about. So that's why. Okay. Well, then I wouldn't. If you're new to storm chasing, then I would not. I would not report a tornado because otherwise I'm calling BS. Yeah, I think we have a troll on the stream. I think he's a troll chaser, not a storm chaser. This happens every so often. Just part of the deal. Unfortunate, but it happens. All right, I think I have a live view coming up from Victoria Gardens. That's going to be around the land. I hope that this is pointed. Ominous looking sky here. Let me change the title. We're going to watch this come in. This is going to be Victoria. No, for sure. And again, that's why call BS. Hey, what's going on TikTok? Okay, Lake George getting a little heavy in that area. Gene, are you in Lake George, Gene? And on TikTok, hey. Someone said hi. Winter Garden, awesome. Shout out to Winter Garden. You guys do have a flash flood warning. So please just be careful. Let me turn on, let's go work out of the Melbourne radar. We can estimate the rainfall. We're just gonna click on an hour. Let me turn off all the lightning and stuff. And you can clearly see where the heaviest rain has fallen tonight. Around Ocoee, Pine Hills. And these might be a little low. as well. We did have some ground truth reports from Ocoee at about closing in on 3 inches. So I think the radar is doing a very nice job estimating tonight. Roisin, thank you for the pronunciation. Appreciate you. Very nice name. Thank you for tuning in from Winter Garden tonight. John is asking, are we out of the bad stuff in Altamont? I'm going to dial back up their radar again. Let me... So we're going to have another little storm coming through the Orlando metro area, unless nothing crazy, just some heavy rain coming back. But more heavy rain, Pine Hills or La Vista. If anybody sees any kind of flooding, and again, I don't want anybody in Pine Hills because I don't have eyes in Pine Hills or La Vista. I just know that we picked up anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rain, maybe even more than that, in about an hour and a half. I can't even remember. I think we started the stream at 6:35, and it had just started raining in Pine Hills. So that's the deal with that. We picked up anywhere from 4-ish inches of rain in the last few minutes, 90 minutes. I was going to go check National Weather Service chat room to see if there's any reports coming in. Rosemont now up to 1.24 inches. Thank you, Elmer. And keep those, if you do have a rain gauge and there's not lightning around, I would love your reports. I'm going to show them tonight on the news at 11 o'clock. If you guys tune in, if you're in the Central Florida area, I'm going to have those at 11 o'clock. So if you do measure the rain with a rain gauge, of course, can't really do that with a ruler. I'm going to have those reports at 11 o'clock from some of the crazy numbers that are coming in from estimates, and we'll have the ground truth ones there from actual rain gauge sensors across Central Florida. But if you have one in your backyard or anything, again, I want you checking right now. We have a lightning around, so I don't want anybody getting hit. But just be careful. Palm Bay, we're looking good tonight. Most of this stuff should start to spread back out to your north. You might get in on a few light showers. Okay, give me 2 seconds because it should have been there. So Tiffany says it's not on the TV. I just going to step out real quick to make sure we're doing that because I do want people on the TV side watching their shows to know that there are flash flood warnings out there because you don't want to play with any kind of flash flooding. Far off rolling thunder only in Sanford. And there it is. So be careful because there's one lone lightning strike that hit within the city of Sanford, but most of this is heading up towards Deltona. So anybody tuning in from Deltona, Orange City, Lake Helen, Casadega, and don't want to forget my friends in Flagler. This one caught my eye as well. This one's really nasty. Let me move out of the Jacksonville radar. Yeah, we might get into a severe thunderstorm situation in Flagler County. So we also have a new special weather statement for Volusia County with that cell that we just took a look at right around Deltona, DeLand, Orange City. This is slowly moving in. The county line is like most of this is in Putnam. But there's the Flagler County line. Tosh is in Ormond by the Sea. Welcome on TikTok. Good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight as we track these thunderstorms. Okay, bar at the bottom is gone too. Suddenly very quiet, and that's just as fast as these things roll in, that's how fast they can fizzle out sometimes. And there you go. Just some light rain, still some lightning around. Wouldn't take the dog out just yet. But there we go. Much later, we're going to be in and out of that light to moderate rainfall now for another little while. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go check on this crawl situation. Sorry, this is it's bugging me. But blame it on the lightning. That's for sure. Okay, in the meantime, hit that subscribe button if you're on TikTok or YouTube. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the hearts, talks amongst yourselves, post where you're tuning in from. I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to check this crawl situation on TV to make sure things are working. Stand by. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. We're back, guys. We are back. All right. So what I miss? What are you guys talking about? Um, keep the comments, questions coming. Um, we figured out the issue. If you're watching News 6 in prime time tonight, you should be seeing that crawl now. We engineers work some magic going through. Okay, so while that was happening, we also had some extra severe thunderstorm warnings, I believe, come through. It's going nuts, and let me stop this. Here is the warned area for Flagler. I guess at the extreme corner of Volusia. Extreme corner of Volusia. So this is going to be like just north of Astor, over Lake George, Pearson, just north of Pearson. Let me take the lightning off. So you can see the strong winds in here. Nothing too crazy, at least being depicted by that part of the radar. Sweet. Thank you guys for having my back with the weather crawl too. Thanks, Tiffany. Thank you, sir. Dark clouds in the last few minutes. Remind me where you are tuning in from, and we'll take a look at some of those dark clouds. I'm going to refresh the camera. How's it going on TikTok tonight? A lot of people tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody on YouTube and on clickorlando.com. Bad thunder in Kissimmee. Let's turn the lightning back on. There you go. The rain isn't all that heavy. I mean, it's coming down, but certainly it's still some lightning strikes around north of town and south of town. MCO is back to green now, so that ground stop has been lifted. So if anybody needs to fly out of here, things should be smooth sailing pretty soon. Might be a little bit jammed up. All right, I'm going to change some camera views here. Just cloudy here in Ormond. All right, so Ormond Beach. And by the way, if you're just joining us on TikTok, and if you're finding us for the first time, we go live every night at 10 o'clock. So this live stream is going to have to come down pretty soon because I have another one built for 10 o'clock. So you can join us over there. And by the way, we are there every night, Monday through Friday at 10. Just hang out, talk about the weather, all that stuff. Make sure you know the forecast for the next couple of days and any kind of questions. There's some crazy, crazy clouds in Victoria Gardens right now above my head. Lockhart, it is still not that light out. That was byproduct of the computer going nuts. Let's check out. We are going to dial up Haw Creek in Flagler County. So that is now going to be Haw Creek in the little box at the bottom. All right, so by the way, that severe thunderstorm in Volusia containing nickel-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I mean, that is just on the corner. Let's loop this. I mean, we might have some flooding issues here in coming out of Putnam County, moving into Flagler, then North Volusia. Thanks for the hearts on the TikTok, guys. I appreciate it. Back to St. Augustine. Absolutely, Kendra. So there is St. Augustine. Let me get to the closer radar, which is out of the Jacksonville. Just a few light showers around. And a couple of light showers, again, going to push off the coast. This thing is going to stay to the south and west. I'm going to be watching this eventually for Marineland, Palm Coast, Bunnell, Beverly Beach, Flagler Beach, Haw Creek. That's where we have the live look. Victoria Gardens, we're kind of looking at the storm now. Eric said thunder in Kissimmee sounded like an explosion. All right, and like clockwork, we were talking about watching you guys in Palm Coast and Beverly Beach, but now we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Flagler County. So that is hot off the press, and that is going to be right through here. This is going to go until 9 o'clock tonight. So if you want to, we're going to hang out for a little while longer, if that's cool with you, and just talk about the weather. Although I might lose my voice at some point. We'll see. Over, under, the severe thunderstorm warning comes to an end, or I lose my voice. I left all the coffee and tea out there. I should have got it. I'm bone dry on the beverages tonight. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to take a hard reset and start from scratch. We're going to get all this stuff off the screen. If you're just joining us, of course, we've been talking about the potential. We've been tracking the severe weather threat through the evening. We have flash flood warnings out. We have one active severe thunderstorm warning out. The potential for some quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Flagler County. We'll get back into that cell in just 1 second. I want to put a tracker on this to kind of show you now everything is drifting from the southwest to the northeast. And that's going to be your heads up now along the I-4 corridor from about New Smyrna Beach to Daytona Beach up into Marineland. So that's the deal with that going forward. That's the deal with that. Dark and windy in Lake County. Emma, thank you a ton for that. Not sure what part of Lake County you are in, but boy, there's a lot of nasty weather, especially closer to Lake Catherine tonight, east of Eustis. And this is also pushing, let me make sure I'm on the right radar here because that looks a little hot. It's on the Jacksonville. So that's why, notice how I changed radars to Melbourne. We have 3 radars that we use in Central Florida. One based out of Melbourne, Florida, one out of Jacksonville, and one out of Tampa. The further away from the radar, because of the curvature of the Earth, you see the beam goes higher up into the storm. And as you do that, you get into some of the junk that is up in the storm, like the larger hail. And that's sometimes why you see that dark lavender color. So if you were still to see that when we move to the closer radar, we'd have a big time issue tonight. Spring Hill's looking all right tonight. Okay, so from our friends at Weatherstem, we are looking at Victoria Gardens, and that has got to be Lady Lake. There you go. So you're going to be seeing, take your pick. If you're looking north, you're seeing this new cell develop north of Bellevue, or you're seeing all this junk off to your east. You're kind of surrounded by some stuff tonight. Boy, there's some really ugly stuff. Let's get back to the Jacksonville radar. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see more warnings tonight. Myrtle Island and Roy. This is going to be in very extreme northern Flagler County. Do I have anybody tonight tuning in from Marineland, Palm Coast, Beverly Beach, Bunnell? There we go. Just like clockwork again. New special weather statement for this storm kind of drifting into St. Johns County. So our friend in St. Augustine, if you're still hanging out with us tonight, this could be coming in your direction in the next 30 minutes to an hour as it slowly lifts up out of Flagler into St. Johns. So heads up in Hastings and St. Augustine Beach if you guys are watching us. All right, so and then another new severe thunderstorm warning for Volusia County and Lake County. So let's go check where that's going to be. And that is no doubt that one. Nope. There it is. This is the one we were watching before. That's going to go till 9:15. So we have we're going to have add a third to our severe thunderstorm counter there tonight. Lori said, thank you for your help with the driving situation from metro area. The 408 was dry past downtown heading east. Awesome. Glad you waited that out. Glad you got there safe. Thank you for hanging on the live stream and trusting that forecast. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. TikTok. Where are my TikTok people at? Do I still have people watching on TikTok? Hit me up. Post in the comments where you're tuning in from. Do the same on YouTube. Let me know what you are seeing out there when you can do so safely. I don't want you going outside, but I mean, what's happening at your house? I'm just going to keep on looking. Once these get closer to Port Orange and Daytona Beach, we're going to have a really big video. All right, Tasha's still with us, still quiet in Ormond. Awesome, thank you. We're going to be watching in Ormond. You got all the nasty stuff off to your west. It won't be long now that if you look inland from your window or outside, and I wouldn't recommend being outside much longer because there are the lightning strikes again firing far away from the storm. You're going to see the light show coming, especially as we are losing daylight quickly. That is really going to light up. Orange City, it's getting nasty. Do I have anybody tuning in from Orange City tonight? Very heavy rainfall. Orange City Hills, Casadega, love Lake Helen. One of my favorite spots. All right, there's that new special weather statement. Wind gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour. That's going to be for inland Volusia, northern Lake County. Also, pea-sized hail is possible. Eric Delgado checking us out from Lakeland. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Boy, voice is cracking. We got to get this severe weather out of here, guys. Otherwise, I'm going to be a mime on the 11 o'clock news. Severe threat basically done if you are south of this line. Still have some lightning around, but the severe weather threat is over. Everything's all worked over. The atmosphere cooled itself, all that stuff. It's still juicy for the next, what time is it? 8:32, probably till about 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock. That's where the severe threat is still going to be with us. Probably until this moves off the coast, and that would be around 10 o'clock ish. All right, I'm going to get into this cell here. We're going to use the Melbourne radar. A little bit of broad rotation, nothing too crazy. Some hail likely falling East Graves Avenue. This is going to be in Deltona, Casadega area. We're leaving Deltona, getting into Casadega, Lake Helen, Howland Boulevard, Lake Helen, Osteen Road. Some really heavy stuff coming your way. East Ohio Avenue, getting into the downtown Lake Helen area through Main Street. That's all coming your direction. So it's going to get really ugly in a few minutes there in Lake Helen itself. And this is pretty much taking a trip right up I-4 into the Speedway. So there's the Daytona International Speedway popping up right there. And there's the loop for you. It's literally, I guess it's going to deviate a little bit. It's going to move like this. Excuse me. Oh, look at that. Look at Victoria Gardens. We have the lightning capture. Look at all the lightning up there now. So it's close enough now and getting dark enough that we are seeing the lightning, and we're going to see all these cameras light up as we get to nightfall here. Moving through. Again, still watching the severe weather threat. Moving up Lake Helen, Orange City, Deltona. Not a severe thunderstorm warning there. However, it is raining very heavily. We have gusty winds and a ton of lightning. Pearson, we are included in this severe thunderstorm warning, although the main cell that prompted that warning, it's going to go skirt to the northern part of town. Lakeland should be done with the crazy rain. That was a little earlier, at least near you in Lakeland. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Volusia County until 9:15 tonight. Jacksonville should be looking pretty good. Yeah, Jacksonville is nice and quiet. You had some stuff around earlier. All right, so now it's going to start to get a little crazy. We've got lightning in the Haw Creek camera in the bottom. We've got lightning in the Victoria Gardens camera. That's near Deltona. Up at the top. Look at that. Okay, so now the light show is, I mean, we've had the light show around all evening, but at least on the cameras now, crazy stuff happening. Okay, so we are watching this now for our friends along the I-95 corridor. This is going to be an early heads up. If you're looking west, you know what I'm talking. Now we can't see the sky cam too much. in Victoria Gardens. That storm has arrived, and that's going to be this guy right here, the super, super heavy rain that is taken over Lake Helen, DeLand, Casadega. The sky cam, or this camera for reference, is right about here, give or take. So that's the live look inside of that storm above my head. And then this is the radar picture. So obviously some super heavy rain, some small hail embedded in this, and then maybe some gusty winds. You can see the trees blowing around every so often as well. Haw Creek, we are awaiting our storm. That's the other live look I have for you guys tonight. That is going to be in between the two bottom feeds that are rolling with some of the warning data and some of the looping radar next to it. So Haw Creek is in Flagler County. We're going to take a trip up to Flagler County, and it is right in this general area west of Bunnell. I'm going to get the exact location for you where that camera is. Stand by. I'm going to look at my camera map. Show of hand, lightning and darker clouds now in Ormond. Tasha, thanks for the report on TikTok. The camera on, let's see here. Have to refresh the computer. Lots of lightning, but I want to give you the exact spot so you can see where we're watching. You can, I mean, every minute that Skycam and Haw Creek gets a little darker, and we get more lightning. It's coming in. So that I would imagine is pointed to the west because we're watching that bad boy come through. Man, look at the lightning in Victoria Gardens, guys. I mean, if you've been in one of these storms tonight, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm on beachside in Ormond, close to the Flagler line. That's our friend Tasha on TikTok. We'll see if those things hold together. Okay. That camera, the Haw Creek camera, is right by Cody's corner. It's like in here somewhere at the community center. Lightning is popping off in the sky. Yeah, now it's getting crazy. Look at the Victoria Gardens cam. Just wild. Just wild. Let me know what you guys are seeing in the comments. The Lake Helen storm is going nuts right now. No warning on it. Yeah, they do have the special weather statement again. It's just below the severe criteria. And Sharon says, "Welcome, Sharon." She says, "Lake Helen, their storm is bad. The storm is bad. Heavy lightning. Storm moving towards Daytona, east northeast." And she's dead on about that. It's kind of sliding right up I-4. So if this holds together and the environment's decent in this area for it to hold together, it will likely be in Daytona Beach by 9:30-ish. So all that stuff. Hey, Melissa, hope you're doing well tonight. Storms inbound to New Smyrna. This may miss you to the north, though. Most of these are going to slide up that way. So we'll see if any develops down here. There's one little appendage, but that looks like it's kind of being sucked in also. Okay, Melissa in New Smyrna, it's lightning here in New Smyrna, and I hear thunder. You are looking at this one, and here in this storm, it's probably going to slide to your northwest. It's moving like this. So you're definitely going to miss the bulk of it. That's going to continue maybe more like that and head towards the speedway. But it's close, and I mean, look how close the lightning is, or how far the lightning is striking away from the parent thunderstorm tonight. As the sun goes down, things are going to become a little more stable in the atmosphere, so that should help to pipe these down too. Trina says Trina, it is pouring windy and lightning here in DeLand. Let's go back into DeLand. That's that one beefy cell that we have a live look with that Victoria Gardens cam right there. There is DeLand. North DeLand, much lighter rain right now. Look at the lightning still. It's incredible. South Amelia Avenue, tons of rain. North Garfield Avenue. Let's take a look. That's still probably the most intense cell out there. We're going into 3D mode. So look, you can see the hail core here when we sliced the storm. So that's what we did. We sliced this storm in half. The radar is going to do some funky things. But we have that hail core pushing 20,000 feet. A lot of junk in there. Look at that. That's the slice of the storm. Incredible storm right there. Okay, so the flash flood warning in Orange County has been allowed to expire. Let's see. It looks like both of them have been allowed to expire. So that's some good news there. It's the one good thing about our ground. Once the rain lets up, it takes it pretty quickly. Okay, why is that computer all glitchy out? Let me. Titusville is in the clear right now. We might have some of this rain come back through. It's not going to be severe. You may have a rogue lightning strike involved, but you see it all kind of blowing back from west to east tonight. So that's kind of the deal. Nothing's going to be severe though in Titusville. I don't have a second to get up to Douglas. I'm sorry. We're working on. Normally, I might have a shot to check it out, but I don't have a shot to get up to Douglas right now because we're working on these storms in Central Florida. Richard says waiting on the light show a little later on in Ormond by the Sea. And it's going to try to come that way for sure. I mean, I don't know how you miss out on this unless it completely fizzles out. But there we are, nice and dry right now. That light show, I would imagine 30 to 40 minutes going through. Sharon says lightning ripping across the sky, no hail though, but Lake Helen getting this hard. And again, there's the light show. Victoria Gardens is right smack dab in between DeLand and Lake Helen. And holy cow, I mean, you can't see anything else. Look at those trees. Look at those trees in Lake Helen. It's wild. And I mean, again, it shows you the power. This is not a severe thunderstorm. It's a strong thunderstorm, but it's just a touch under that. But it is crazy there. And this is what it looks like on radar. Again, what I have on top of my head, that's the live look there. This is Lake Helen. Again, the looping radar is right below me there. If we've been kind of missing out on some spots to focus on where the real heavy stuff is. Orlando is just going to be some light rain for the next probably couple of hours until it eventually fizzles out. We have one active severe thunderstorm warning still that goes until 9:15. That's for this guy, unless it was just taken down. It might be gone. It might be gone. I thought someone was breaking into the room for a second. This lightning is nuts. It never ceases to amaze me how crazy the lightning is on a night like tonight. Okay, Haw Creek, Cody's Corner area in Flagler County. That rain is coming, so we're going to see the change in the Haw Creek cam in a little bit. After this blows to Victoria Gardens, it will then focus cameras on, I think I have one in Ponce Inlet. It's probably a little too far south from the action. Let me see what else I have to get ready. Ormond's just bracing, according to Tasha on TikTok. All right, we got the 60 gems on TikTok. Thank you guys for tuning in for that. Really appreciate it. I don't know who this Shane guy is, but we've got our second troll of the hour here. I don't know who's making it sound like a hurricane or anything like that, but it is coming down at a pretty good clip. But second troll of the hour goes to Shane. Welcome to the live stream tonight, my friend. Melissa says she is watching the lightning in New Smyrna Beach. Yeah, I don't know why kids. I don't know. I guess I don't know why kids are riding their bike when it's lightning outside. Every kid thinks they're invincible. Another report from DeLand. Look at it. It's going crazy. It's nuts. It's raining here in DeLand pretty hard and thundering with some good amount of lightning. Still just a wild storm here in DeLand, Lake Helen area with the lightning super electrified. Crazy stuff. All right, so I'm going to have Camera Ponce Inlet, closer to Wilbur by the Sea coming up. Also South Daytona, and then on Daytona Beach. So we'll switch to those cameras as soon as we get this cell out of the land. Eric's asking about power outages. Let's go check on some of the power outages. We did have a growing amount in Orange County. Let me scroll out. Thanks for the hearts on TikTok, guys. Thanks for the likes on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Oh, if you don't think Ryan Hall scares, I don't know who the heck you've been watching. He does a great job on his live stream, but man, if there is hype in the dictionary, that's that man right there. So definitely troll of the hour. So go watch Ryan cover this then. Holy cow. Holy cow. Deltona getting rain, but not a ton of lightning. And boy, I don't know. Am I scaring anybody on the stream? Post that in the comments. Am I scaring anybody? Just wanna for the record. If you're scared, let me know. Because as far as I'm concerned, we're tracking storms here. All right, so there still looks like it's producing a little bit of hail here. Power out. So the power outages definitely went up from the last time we checked. We had 800. Now we have 8,500 people without power on a super hot night. Oh, thanks, Tasha. I appreciate you guys on TikTok as well. So 8,500 people now without power. That's where we had those crazy storms around the Orlando area, especially Pine Hills, um, Ocoee, Winter Garden, southern side of Apopka. That's where we had the rock and stuff earlier today. And there are still 8,500 people without power. Our friend Amy, about an hour ago, at least, when we had the first initial power outages roll through Orange County, she said that Duke was saying it would be about 10. Our friend in Four Corners said about 10:30 for power. So the power company is going to do their best now that the storms have mainly rolled out. Again, they can't get the bucket trucks up there, as you might imagine, with there's lightning in the area. So be patient. I know that's easier said than done because it's a stinking humid night outside. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think he left. I think Shane left. Boy, I'll tell you what, all the experience covering the hurricanes on the live stream, it's a crazy place out there. My goodness. Let's hope we don't have to do that this year. Let's avoid that at all costs. And I'll also say Ryan's got a robot to roast people. I'll do it myself. That's how we roll here. All right. So back, we'll stay focused. We'll get back to the weather now. Pearson to Crescent City, we're quieting things up at least on the north side of town. We still have some really heavy rain. Let's get in here on street level for our friends in Pearson. The land, at least you'll start getting a little lighter rain in a little bit. Finally gonna break out of that. The lightning is still going crazy in Lake Helen. Um, Still super, super heavy right up I-4, right through the forest here. Daytona High Ridge Estates, you guys are up next, and then eventually the Speedway. And it's gonna be this little corner. Ponce Inlet, probably too far on the outside to get this heavy stuff. You'll hear the thunder, you'll see the lightning. We have one little last kind of push to go. We're just going to stay on until this leaves. The live show starts at 10, the live streaming show Monday through Friday. We might be on and just roll right with it. Whoever will hang out with us. Thank you for the a lot of people that are tuning in on Facebook or YouTube tonight and on TikTok. So the good news is these are definitely losing their punch in terms of severe wind gusts, and that's going to be 60 miles an hour plus. Right now, if you're just tuning in, we're focused on Volusia County and Flagler County. These have moved through to land over Casadega right now, or leaving Casadega, Lake Helen, taking it on the chin right now. It's letting up a little bit, and then this is going to be pushing into the forest, and then not far off from the beaches. So probably like 10 minutes, we're going to do a camera switch. It's still wild out there. And there we go. You just saw that special weather statement come out that this little gray box or yellow, whatever color that is, special weather statement now until 10 o'clock. So we literally just said we're probably going to be on to the start of the show. And there we go. I want to have this entire line of strong thunderstorms clear the coast. I don't want to leave you guys hanging that are tuning in from Ormond Beach or Ormond by the Sea, Holly Hill, Daytona Beach. I may, as soon as this gets into more of the foresty area, I may run and get a cup of coffee real quick, so that I don't lose my voice, because I do need to talk at 11 o'clock. Didn't even try to rhyme that on the news. We'll have some of the storm reports, rainfall amounts, especially coming up on News 6 at 11. So if you guys are in the greater Central Florida area, would love it if you guys tuned in at 11 o'clock tonight. We're going to have all that stuff there. So probably in about 5 minutes, I'm going to keep the stream up, of course. I'm going to switch the cameras, and then I'm just going to take a short break. I'm going to run to the break room real quick and just get some coffee so that my voice will make it another 90 minutes on the stream to go right on into our live show. And of course, the 30 minutes on the newscast tonight. So I guess it's like another 2.5 hours, if my math is right, at this late hour. Just going to bring up my other weather computer interface here. I had everything all discombobulated from the lightning strike, so I'm all out of sorts. Tea with honey is a good one. I got to see if I have some tea with honey. Melissa says it's raining now in New Smyrna Beach. Hearing thunder in Ormond by the sea while watching the storms move in. Yeah, I mean it's a nice night to watch the storms now that these things are pulsing down a little bit. They're becoming a little more tame. And don't get me wrong. Whenever I say when they're getting a little more tame, the rain is still going to be crazy. The lightning is still going to be crazy as well. But in terms of the damaging threat, that's what I mean by piping down. The lightning is still no joke, and we all know that the lightning can do its own thing. A storm does not have to be severe, quote unquote, to produce damage if it hits something. So we're always mindful of that, especially in this time. And that is why the free New 6 weather app is a great tool. So this is my pitch to download that. And yes, I would like everybody in the world to have the New 6 weather app. And yes, I am very biased to the app. Download it for free. You can get warnings and you can geolocate the warnings to either where you are or where your house is. You can have multiple locations. If you can keep it, you can keep an eye on the weather. And if you want to get notifications for all of them, you can. I have a bunch set up around Central Florida so that I can keep tabs on what's going on when I'm in this chair streaming with you guys, so that I know what's popping up across the entire viewing area. If that we are focused on Volusia and something pops up in Lake or Sumter County, that's a big help for that too. So I like it. There was just a major radar upgrade. And for those of you that had the radar before, there were some issues with it. Those have now been corrected in a big way. It is super, super accurate now. I can attest to it. I would not be pitching something to you that I didn't trust myself. So I like it a lot now. And I didn't before, after the change, kind of like what Tiffany is saying. But we've been working with the developers a lot. A story for another time is going to be the hurricane portion of it. We don't have our hurricane app anymore. We combined it with the new 6 weather app. You scroll down to the bottom, there's a lot of cool features on that as well. You can track tropical stuff yourself. Thankfully, there's no use for it right now because there's nothing out there. So we'll take that. Okay, my TikTok people, thumbs up or give me a heart if you're still with me. It said that the connection went bad for a second. Let me send a heart on TikTok if you are still with me. No, I saw it, Tiffany. I know. I saw it. She does like the old app better. And everyone's entitled to their opinion, for sure, for sure. But in terms of the accuracy, that one's even better than the old app. The accuracy of the radar, the processing is much faster with the radar stuff, so it's much more accurate. It comes to you much better. So that's the part that I like. All right, Tasha's still hanging out with us in Ormond. I know you guys are waiting for the storm to come on through. Orlando, Trisha, we're looking pretty good. It's just a few downpours now. Every now and then a rogue lightning strike. But there is Orlando, Conway through the airport, University Park. Some moderate rain pushing through still. The intense stuff from this evening has left us. So that's a good thing there. Flagler Beach, Bunnell, the Haw Creek Cam, that's by Cody's Corner. That's just southwest of Bunnell. We're getting into the real heavy stuff now. We'll see if those trees start blowing. It's raining very heavily. The sky cam, or that camera, courtesy from our friends at WeatherStem, is hanging about right there, give or take. It's at the Haw Creek Community Center. If anybody knows where that is, if you've been there before, gosh, Central Florida is so cool. Hey, Kim, good to see you. Big friend of the show. She joins the nightly live stream a lot. Really appreciate you tuning in always. in Palm Coast. Let's go take a look at Palm Coast. There's the heavier rain that she is referring to. Couple of little lightning strikes out there. There's one southwest of town. Oh, I saw that one. Gosh, no, those are big shoes to fill. My gosh, Tom's a legend. Tom is the best of the best. But I'm happy to say I got to work with him and learn from him for sure. He's the man. I'm gonna start tearing up. Miss that guy a lot. He actually texted me the other day. We talked for a little bit. I gotta text him more often. He's doing well. Brian is asking, do I think it will hail in Port Orange? Let me zoom back out. Let me get back into Volusia County. There could be teeny tiny stuff at this stage in the game. I think that we are losing the hail potential. If we do get hail, it's going to be like pea size hail. So like super tiny, but there's still enough oomph in these storms that I do think hail is going to be possible in Port Orange. Let me see though. It might just miss Port Orange. Let me see. I think we're going to get the rain in Port. Boy, it's going to be close for some small hail. And Kim is providing us the ground truth on that one. She says that it is raining now in not Port Orange. I've got Port Orange on the mind. Palm Coast. Alrighty. If you are tuning in on YouTube tonight, if you're on clickorlando.com or TikTok, welcome. If you're either on YouTube or TikTok, do me a favor. If you want to stay up to date on weather when it gets nasty like this, we do live stream a lot. We have these weather hangouts. That was crazy lightning. Did you see that go across the sky? That was nuts. That was crazy. Lightning fascinates me, as you've seen to the course of these last 2.5 hours. These are pretty slow moving tonight. They're at about 15-ish miles an hour. So there's not a lot of like wind stuff to push these out. Not a lot of wind energy. And that's a good thing, because if we did have stuff aloft or 15, 20,000 feet above the ground, that's when we start to get into a little bit of trouble with a widespread severe thing. Today, what we had going on was there's a lot of energy in the atmosphere. The sun builds up the instability, and the sea breeze triggers those storms. They go up really quick, and then they quickly rain themselves out, but not before producing some potentially damaging wind gusts and then some bigger hail. No, I did not eat dinner. My lunchbox is back there. It's I did not eat dinner yet. I do have some, just didn't have a chance yet. Let's see here. Okay, show of hands. Let's pick the next camera. Post in the comments. I'm going to give you some options on the cameras that I have. Victoria Gardens and Hog Creek has certainly shown us the story tonight. Cameras are loading, and then I'll show you where I have. Okay, we have Ponce Inlet. That might be a little bit too far south for this stuff. We have South Daytona. Let me see what that's actually showing. South Daytona may be a good one here. Oh yeah, okay, so this is going to be a good one. We got a good view of the sky here. Let's go to South Daytona on the bottom cam. And then this is a cool shot here. The worst of the weather is in Volusia and Flagler, and then that's a good shot of Daytona Beach. And this is a cool one here to see the storm come in because look at the lightning there. It's pointed in the sense you can see the Atlantic on the left, and then you can see inland on the right, and the storm come in just like that. And this is at the beach safety headquarters south. If you're familiar with where that is, that's where that camera is, and we'll be able to watch that storm come in. So for our friends still hanging out with us in Ormond Beach, in Ormond by the sea, we'll be able to watch this come through in Volusia County here. I don't have a camera in Ormond. I know we have a bunch of people watching from Ormond Beach, but we got you one close enough here, just down the road in Daytona Beach and South Daytona. And of course, I think you're watching it anyway in real time from your house. All right, just because it's not severe, I want to do just a quick little tour in case I always say taking the dog out. I know at least that's me. I take the dog out at least on the weekends about this time because I'm an early sleeper. We're nice and quiet in the villages: Coleman, Lake Panisofsky, Bushnell, Webster, Sumter County. We are looking good. So shout out to all my friends tonight in Sumter County. The rain threat's basically over, other than a few stray sprinkles. Leesburg, the villages, Fruitland Park. We were watching in Lady Lake earlier. We had some rock and storms around. Those have all pushed down. Whoops, sorry, forgot to change that. Thank you guys. That's going to be Daytona Beach. Yeah, the top one. That one is actually Daytona Beach, and then the one in the little box there is South Daytona. I lost my train of thought. Umatilla, just some light rain around. Eustis, we're good to go. No lightning. Mount Dora, Tavares, hope you're doing well tonight. Zellwood, Tangerine, thumbs up. Lake Mary, got a request from Lake Mary. We'll head over in that direction. Wekiva Springs, Apopka. If you need to get outside for a little bit, now's your chance. South Apopka as well. Nice little break, but then we have another downpour sliding in that direction. So get out there, and if you need to move the car in or whatever, take the dog out, grab something from the mailbox, whatever you need to do. You've got about 5 minutes. There's no lightning. Now's your chance. Let's take this bad boy to Lake Mary. Healthy downpours. There may be a rogue lightning strike embedded in here. I've not detected anything though. In the last 10 minutes from Sanford down into Lake Mary into Heathrow, we're looking good. Just some moderate rain going through. There's that rogue lightning. That's why I always like in this kind of stuff. Still, there's still enough instability out there to fire up a lightning bolt, and that's what you see there through the Osteen area. Let's check out Oviedo. Where am I at? There's too much green on the map. Into Geneva, just some light to moderate rain. Oak Hill, we're gonna get into some of that light rain. Nothing too crazy though. Nothing like what we're seeing up here, and then we'll get back up into that area. There's Oviedo. Come down at a pretty good clip. Nothing severe, nothing strong. No lightning around. Azalea Park, Bithlow, we have some light rain moving in. I'll turn on the loop so you can see that move through. So Bithlow, Christmas, we have some rain coming in from the southwest. So again, same deal for you. Now's your chance. If you're waiting to go to bed and you're watching this stream, dog out now in Christmas because you got some light to moderate rain coming through. That's my go-to. Take the dog out. If you have a dog, or if you need to go to the mailbox. Sometimes I forget the mail in the afternoon. Then I got to pick it up when I get home from work. So if you forgot your mail and need something in there, now's a good time to go do it. Let's check out Osceola County. We've not been to Kissimmee and St. Cloud for a while. Point Siena, we're drying out for the evening. We're looking good to go. Kissimmee, St. Cloud, just some light to moderate rain left over. We're almost done with this. Four Corners, it's been rocking all day, like the last 2 hours. For your area, Tiffany, it is looking pretty good. Just some light to moderate rain, no lightning around at all. So you're just going to be in the scattered showers for a few, maybe like 30 more minutes. If you're on the south side of town, if you're on the north side, a little bit longer, but there's nothing concerning out there anymore for Kissimmee. Just a nice, quiet, gentle rain to help continue to alleviate the drought situation that we're going to quickly get out of. All right, guys, here we go. It's getting a little rowdy. Ormond Beach now. That downpour developed just right over top of you. The worst of this is going to head towards Ormond by the Sea, it looks like. I don't know. I think his name was Richard. Yes, Richard. He posted 4 minutes ago, so he might still be on. If you're still with us on the live stream tonight, he mentioned about the light show started in Ormond by the Sea. It's getting close. It's getting close. West State Road 40, Cone Road. Could be some small hail on Fire Trail. Eventually on Airport Road. Tomoka Estates, that's going to be an early heads up. But that healthy downpour just popped up. So that's kind of like your pregame before the heavy stuff. Holly Hill, we're going to be on watch for you. And then Daytona Beach, where we have a live look above my... Look at that lightning strike. That spider lightning going across the sky like that. Nasty stuff coming in to Daytona Beach. Tasha says on TikTok, it's like we're in a pocket here on Ormond by the Sea. All right, we just got a notification on TikTok that we have 60 gems. I don't know what that means. So if anybody are TikTok experts out there, I don't know what the gems are. But whatever they are, keep them coming. I appreciate you guys. And on YouTube, thank you for the likes and thank you for the shares and thank you for the subscriptions on there. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. This is coming close to the speedway. I think the worst of this, I also have a camera on the east side. Let me see. It's likely going to rain in Titusville. It's not going to be that crazy, though. So there's the rain coming through. All of this junk. Trisha, or sorry, I called you Trisha. Sorry if I called you Trisha before. We had a Trisha on the YouTube side. She said goodnight a little bit ago, so the Freudian slip. Tasha, do you have the new 6 weather app by chance? Is that what you're referring to? So that's all pushing that way. You can hit me up on Facebook, Tiffany, or I'll put my email in the chat. I'll do the. That's my email. All right. Hey, Richard. Good to see you. Still hanging out with us tonight as we watch these storms come through. Wind is picking up here in Ormond by the Sea. So now we're going to head back up as we're watching those. Awesome. Thanks, Tasha. I don't know if you've updated it recently or not. New update came out on Monday that's got a bunch of different cool new bells and whistles, especially the radar is more high tech and more accurate. Not going to be severe in Titusville, just some light rain. Maybe, and it's a big maybe, a rogue lightning strike, but for the most part, it is just going to be some light to moderate rain. All right, so Ormond by the Sea, we're kind of carved out right now. There's the heavy rain to the north, there's the heavy rain to the south, and then the heavy rain coming into the west. And it's going to get real heavy. Tasha says they're always carved out. I don't think you're going to miss out on this one. Melissa asked about New Smyrna Beach. I don't think it's going to be as crazy. Oh yeah, no. I don't know what I was thinking. No, you're going to be good to go in New Smyrna, Melissa. You're just going to see the lightning from up the road. You're going to get some rain. You're going to get this stuff that's coming in that's a little bit further away. Maybe a rogue lightning strike as well, same as Titusville, but New Smyrna, Edgewater, Oak Hill, you're getting in on this stuff. That's what you're going to be involved with. So it's not going to be that cold. It's not going to rain a lot, my friend. Just a nice, gentle, steady rain. Jealous of those that can go to sleep in this stuff because I love it when it's nice and gentle like that. I don't know about you guys, but it's always the best when it's raining gently out. All right, it is certainly not gentle in Volusia and Flagler County right now. Beverly Beach, Bunnell, Flagler Beach. Kim, you're going to get, depending upon what part of Palm Coast you're on, this guy here is trying to ride up a little bit. Certainly Bunnell. Let me hit the loot button. It might just, whoops, sorry, meant to grab the telestrator. It might just go out like this. So Flagler Beach, we're going to get rocked. Nothing damaging, but a lot of lightning, super heavy rain. Look at this thing just blossom in Ormond Beach. It likely developed. We had some rain-cooled air come out of that storm. All right, new special weather statement for new special weather statement for okay, you're close to Benel, so you might get in on the heavier stuff. And yeah, you were just included in that special weather statement. You see that box that just popped up? South side of Palm Coast, north side of Benel. In that area, as this cell kind of the northern end of that rolls toward Beverly Beach. Okay, west of Beverly Beach. So I'm gonna say we're just gonna put an X mark somewhere in there. And that you're so you might get clipped with that heavy cell. And still Ormond by the Sea hanging out. It's wild. And then marine warning was issued for Flagler County and Volusia County. Don't take the boat out, guys. Bad stuff to be in the water right now. There's Ormond Beach. I would suspect that we're going to have some hail in that. Let me make sure. Go to the Melbourne radar. Okay, even though this, I hit the debris detector. There's no debris here. You can. There's a to get real nerdy. There's a lot of different modes now on Doppler radar that we didn't have way back in the day. So this is called dual polarization. So there's two beams coming out of the radar ball in Melbourne. So we can see the objects a little bit better in there. We can see what's going on. When the colors are yellow, that means there's something that's not highly correlated in there and there's different shapes. It's hailstones. I mean, if you're tracking a tornado, you can certainly use it to find debris in a storm. That is not what we're using it for here, but I just wanted to check to see if there was any kind of hail in that cell. Let me get to my hail tracker. Not really picking anything up. Yep, that's what my mom told me too. She told me the same thing, and that I was freaked out as a kid. I would like run into their bed in the middle of the night. We got thunder. I was freaked out by it. All right, Tasha says thunder is becoming more consistent, as is the lightning. I mean, it's close. I mean, you guys are holding out in Ormond by the Sea, in Ormond Beach. All right, so our sky cams are about right here. Actually, like right here. And then right here. Let me see. Do I have one? Hey, Kevin, checking in on Edgewater. You're going to be much quieter tonight, my friend. You do have some rain coming in the next maybe 30 minutes to an hour, but it's going to be this mess. You said Edgewater, right? There you go. So you're going to get in on the lighter stuff probably in like an hour or so. Okay, we got confirmation of rain in Ormond, and there it is. So this is all just staying north of Holly Hill and Daytona Beach. And there, Richard also officially reporting that for us. Thunderstorm with heavy rain in Ormond by the Sea. It literally just came in from the north and south and just took over. And it's going to get heavier. Again, we get a new radar scan every 5 minutes or so. And so the next radar scan we get, that light green is going to turn into a whole lot of red. All right, how about Eustis? Are we going to spark up again in Eustis? I do not think so. There's some moderate rain around in Lake County. I think that's already past Eustis though the last time. Yeah, so you should be good the rest of Eustis. I do not expect anything to spark up in Eustis again at all. So you should be good to go in Eustis, Umatilla, most of Lake County. We're good. Mineola, Claremont, thumbs up for you guys. Kim says she's next. Let's go check in on that cell. I mean, the absolute heaviest is in between Ormond by the Sea and Flagler Beach. That's the absolute heaviest. Corona and DuPont, tons and tons of heavy rain. And then this is coming in Ormond Beach, Ormond by the Sea. Wild. You got it, Kevin. Appreciate you. Kim says the suspense is killing. I know it feels like we were waiting for these guys forever to come in from the west. All right, coming down heavy. Tasha says on the TikTok. I guess Kim wants a storm. Well, I don't think you're getting the worst of it, but the northern side, again, the northern side, if you're like hanging out in between Bunnell and Beverly Beach in that area, you're probably not going to get, I mean, you're going to hear some thunder, but you're definitely missing out on the worst of that one. So you probably have to wait for the next one if you want to get a little more action. If you're just joining us on the News 6 TikTok page, welcome, guys. Thanks for finding the live stream tonight. We've been live for over about 3 hours now. Time flies when you're hanging out with some friends tonight and tracking storms. Thankfully, not had any reports of damage. We do have some power outages in Orange County. We did have some flooding, from flash flooding in parts of Orange County, and those warnings have been allowed to expire, so that's good there. If you have enjoyed the stream tonight, if you found this informative, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, hit that follow button if you're on TikTok, or it might be the subscribe button too. I'm new to the TikTok thing, but I want to make sure just everybody's getting good information tonight and wanted to stay with you, as again, there's nothing severe right now. Certainly we had that stuff earlier, but these are still kind of loud thunderstorms. And if you're trying to do something this evening, if you're getting ready to work second shift and going out or whatever, just wanted to make sure that you we're just hanging out at home wondering, holy cow, it is loud. It sounds like the house is falling in. Wanted to be on here streaming with you guys. So if you like these live streams, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button on YouTube and on TikTok. give the thumbs up. It put YouTube likes the thumbs up button. It pushes it out to more people. And again, we just every time the weather gets nasty like this, we just want to stream. Just want to make sure you have a place to get the information. And we want New Six to be your source for that stuff. So I appreciate you guys. There's been a lot of people on tonight for several hours. So thank you for hanging out with me as I've run out of coffee. I need to get it. It's in the other room. And all that stuff. So you're keeping me going tonight as we're watching these wild storms. So here we go. Okay, good. The bar should be gone now because we no longer have any warnings. So that's good. That's good that the bar is gone. We don't want to see that bar come back. It might come back tomorrow. We'll talk about that in the 10 o'clock hour. That we'll have another kind of repeat performance, I think, a little further west tomorrow. But we might be doing this again tomorrow. Other side of the other half of Central Florida. Thank you guys for the thumbs up over there. I do appreciate it. Hey, the voice rallied. I thought I was losing it about 45 minutes ago. We're good. We're good. The lightning has been visual caffeine in these live streams tonight. And all the commentary. So thanks for hanging out. There's more lightning. All right, I want to look at this cell, that bright purple color. I want to check it out from radar. National Guard. I mean, okay, so we've got some pretty decent winds now. So this is Ormond by the Sea. We've got some really strong winds coming through. So if my Ormond by the Sea, if Richard's still here, and if Tosh is still here hanging out with us on TikTok, this is further north of Ormond Beach. It's going to be closer to Ormond by the Sea, but we have some borderline severe wind gusts here, 50-ish miles an hour, 56 miles per hour. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning would consist of, a severe thunderstorm would consist of winds greater than 58 miles an hour. So we're getting close to that threshold now. It looks like we had two cells come together again and then pulse up. We might have some hail in here on the threat detector near Tomoka Estates. It's estimating quarter size hail. Now, the issue with this is that, of course, it is really warm in Florida, so the computer tends to overestimate what that is. The size of the hail reaching the ground, because naturally some of that ice is going to melt as it gets closer to the ground. I do imagine, though, that we have some hail approaching North Beach Street, Carroll Road, Plaza Drive, Sanchez Avenue. And to just give you by perspective, this is going to be Ormond Beach going into Ormond by the Sea. If you've never been there, it is a great area. There are so many cool spots in Central Florida. Okay, Dalton, we have another Ormond by the Sea person tuning in, or I'm in Ormond by the Sea, kind of getting gnarly out here. So we're watching this one closely. Let's get back to the traditional radar, and it's going to get even more gnarly. Let me just work out of the Jacksonville radar. And there it goes. Okay, so severe thunderstorm warning for Volusia. So we were on that one, talking about it getting nasty, and now officially we are in a severe thunderstorm warning. So this is going to go until 10 o'clock, June 10th today, 10 o'clock tonight. This is going to be for Ormond Beach, northern side. I don't think we're going to be, the worst of this is not coming to Ormond Beach, but this is going to be for Ormond by the Sea, really, Mound Grove. So, all right, Farah, also in Ormond by the Sea. So we have a lot of people tuning in from Ormond by the Sea tonight. Welcome. We're going to track this bad boy in. The lightning that you see on the screen there, that camera's from South Daytona. I don't have anything closer in Ormond by the Sea or Mound Grove to show you. This is going to be the main deal, and I would imagine that they warned on this for the hail potential and the wind. I mean, we were in there. We were in there for a while. Let me just pull up the National Weather Service chat just to make sure that they aren't seeing anything. Yep. So they thought you can't see the TikTok thing for TikTok doesn't let me pull in the comments on our streaming thing. TikTok wants you to use their own thing, by the way. So that's why Tasha, I've not been able to pull your comments over. I might try to jerry rig something in there for the next time because we've had a lot of comments on TikTok tonight, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the gems. The present thingies, I don't know. I don't know what the present thingies do, but thank you for all that stuff. Hail Core, let's go into the threat and let's see the estimation here. I also want to give this that's from the Jacksonville Radar. I want to go back to Melbourne. And this is going to likely be quarter size hail. P, I think it's a little bigger than P. Radar's estimating P size hail. Let's go to the wind. Strongest of the wind. Let me get this warning thing out of here. Strongest of the wind being estimated now. It looks like it weakened a little bit from the last time we were in here. Right around 50 miles an hour. Could be rushing to the surface though, especially if we bars back up. Bar is back up. That's good. It's working. So we have troubleshooted that problem through the evening. And I think you're good on that front, Dalton. I'm not seeing anything that's going to be talking about any kind of spin or anything like that. It's just going to be some gusty winds, some very heavy rain, and some lightning. So you should be good on that front. Ginger was asking, can we see the strawberry moon tonight earlier? And I was like, probably not. Have to go to Titusville. Now Titusville, I'm sure the clouds have rolled in by now. Remind me in like 5 minutes. I need to start, I guess 10 minutes. If I forget, I have to start another stream on YouTube because I have the actual live show stream for the 10 o'clock show that I do every night. I think I can start 2 streams, but I don't want to stop this one since we have a lot of people watching from Flagler and Volusia County where we're getting kind of rocked here tonight. So I don't want to stop that one, but I also want to not lie to the people that were watching or waiting on that stream. So we'll see. We're gonna try and experiment to see if YouTube's gonna let me to stream to two different things with the same thing. We'll figure that out. We're doing a lot of experiments tonight. Here's that strong wind again. The red and green colors. The red means that the wind is moving toward the away from the radar, and the green means that the wind is moving, or the particles really are moving in the direction away. Okay, maybe I do need that coffee. Reverse that. Red is away from the radar. It's the particles. So the Doppler radar can see which way the kind of the rain or the hail is moving in there by using the Doppler effect. And it can estimate how fast as well. So that's going to be 38 mile per hour wind gust away from the radar. The green is toward the radar. And by the way, we're using the Melbourne radar, which we're getting kind of far away. We're probably now closer to the Jacksonville radar, actually. So let's switch to the Jacksonville radar. A little bit closer. Yeah, I think we should be using the Jacksonville. And then there you go. Now it's 39 miles per hour, 40 miles an hour toward the radar. That's why that minus is there. It means that it's going toward the radar. So there's the official update there on the warning tracker. Do you guys like the warning tracker, by the way? It's this thing. Mirror image that way on the bottom right corner. It updates when we get the new updates from the weather service. It kind of flips through. If there were storm reports coming in, that would be on this blank screen there. And then we have the warning count up there for all of our Central Florida counties. That'll be the next thing that pops up, I think. Yeah, that thing. So you have one active severe thunderstorm warning, two special weather statements. That's just below severe weather criteria. No tornado warnings, thankfully. All of the flood warnings have been allowed to expire. So let me know if you like that or not. That's kind of the new thing that I was working on to be able to pull that in, just to give you guys something else to look at. And if we were focusing on a different county, to know if there's anything active going on. So let me know if that's been helpful tonight. All right. Here is the traditional radar back on out of Jacksonville. Some small hail embedded in here. Sweet. Thank you. No, seriously, that's a big help. Sitting in Ormond by the Sea right now. Yes, I love it. Good. Tiffany, awesome. Thank you guys. Seriously, any kind of feedback, whether you hate the live stream, love it, I'll take it. Because I want to make it as best as possible for you guys tuning in. Don't want to waste your time, and I want to make sure you guys are getting the information. Heaviest rain right now, Old Dixie Highway. This is going to be Volusia County moving into Flagler County. Mountain Grove, tons of rain. Pump House Road. We were talking about Old Dixie Highway and Ocean Shore Boulevard before that was coming through. Sharon's getting sleepy. She likes the warning tracker. We're going to keep it then. Thanks, Sharon. I appreciate you. I appreciate you staying on the stream for this long as well. Things are looking good for you in Lake Helen. You were in Lake Helen, right? I'm so sorry. I think you were in Lake Helen or the land somewhere in that general area. Your severe weather threat has come to an end. You just have some light rain hanging around. Sweet. Thanks, guys, for the feedback. And believe me, if anybody hates it, you can tell me. I won't be offended. Look at all the lightning still. Has anybody looked at the Daytona cam? Geez, Tiffany, you are still on the old radar. If I had the power, I would bring it back. But I do not. Awesome. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks for staying up late with us tonight. Is it bad that I consider 9:51 late? All right, Beverly Beach, Flagler Beach, some heavy rain. The heaviest is Flagler Beach and south toward Ormond by the Sea. Mound Grove, tons and tons of rain. Right on the shore, Tarpon Avenue, Dolphin Avenue, Seahawk Drive, Ocean Shore Boulevard. I would not be surprised if we have the small hail falling on the beach here. Ocean Shore Boulevard, Avalon Drive, Capri Drive, Barrier Isle Drive, Sand Dune Drive, Capistrano Drive, Ocean Air North, Pelican Dunes Drive, Heron Dunes Drive. That is where the heaviest stuff is right now moving through. Acoma Drive into Old Dixie Highway, it's still raining. I mean, DuPont and Corona. Bunnell, it's still raining pretty heavily. Thanks, AP. Appreciate you. $9:52 is late. I'm with you. I'm debating on when the actual 9:52. Okay, it's almost. I'm gonna try to start that other stream right now for anybody that was joining, because I will forget because we're watching this cell close. All right. Okay, so AP, let me just ask you, why? How come you hate the delivery? Why do you hate the delivery? I'm curious. Hey, good evening. All right, report of some rain in Kissimmee on Simpson Road. We'll go pop back to Kissimmee. And there's the light to moderate rain still coming down. Nothing severe, certainly nothing like what we're seeing up in Volusia and Flagler County. But still raining tonight. We had our stronger stuff earlier. Richard still hanging out with us tonight. Short power outage in Ormond by the Sea. So I'd venture to believe that the power came back on. Let's go check to see if you got it. Let me get back to there's the rain, Melissa. Yeah, I guess we'll give him the third troll of the hour. We'll give him the third troll of the hour, I think. You know what I need? We added the warning count tonight. Maybe we should add a troll count tonight. Yeah, I don't know who the other guy is, but you should have joined at 6:30 then when it was a little more lively. Okay, so I think I'm on both streams now. So let's see. I think it worked. All right, it's 9:56. So yeah, we have both streams on. So this is the part now where I'm going to welcome in anybody who just tuned in on the actual 10 p.m. live stream. We've actually been live streaming now since 6:35. So it's been a while, but you're joining kind of the severe thunderstorm coverage in progress through a lot of I did ask for it, but you never said how. You just said you hate it, and you said you'll get better like I'm a 5-year-old. So no, I don't appreciate that part. But I'm not offended. If it sucks, don't watch it. That's all I'll say. Like I'm not forcing you to stay here. Um All right, so Mountain Grove has the heaviest rain. Anyway, what I was saying before, typically this is the 10 p.m. live stream where we hang out, we go over the weather, we talk about the forecast of stuff, we have the interaction like we're having. We've been doing storm coverage since about 6:30 tonight because we've had severe thunderstorm warnings all night, we've had flash flood warnings all evening, and now we still have one last strong thunderstorm hanging out in Volusia County. This warning rolls for another 2 minutes. We'll see if they continue it a little bit further, but this is much weaker now, relatively speaking, than what it was just a little bit about 20 minutes ago, even when that warning, give or take, was issued. So that is starting to wind down. This is the last gasp of the severe weather. We're going to roll tonight until 10:30 because now we're getting into the live stream portion of the show. So we'll talk a little bit about the rain. I did not have time to make any kind of rainfall graphic, so we're going to use radar estimates because I haven't had a chance to look at some of the rainfall reports. Tasha is leaving us tonight. She's bowing out for the evening. Thank you for tuning in on TikTok. If anybody's watching on TikTok, hit the thumbs up button. Give it a follow if this is your first time finding the stream on TikTok. Would appreciate it. Same deal if you're watching the stream on YouTube tonight and finding us for the first time. We typically go live when we have some nasty weather around, and that's basically every day. And then, of course, every 10 o'clock, bookmark it, put it in your calendar, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. We do the weather live stream where we get in depth with the weather. We have the interaction as well. Richard is giving us the report starting to dissipate in Ormond by the Sea. And there it is. The red and purple have turned to yellow, meaning that it's still raining, but it's at a much lower clip. We're into that moderate rain versus the heavy rainfall that we were dealing with before. So some better news there. Still some lightning, lots of lightning around. The heaviest rain still around Mound Grove, Ocean Shore Boulevard, Old Dixie Highway, Pump House Road. Thanks, Melissa, Kim, and Tiffany. I appreciate you guys. Tiffany on YouTube, Melissa, me 4. I like this. Best compliment of the night. Thanks, you didn't suck too much. I'll take it. That's what I strive for, to not suck too much. Just kidding. I strive for more than that, but I appreciate, I'll take it. I appreciate the comment. Ocean Shore Boulevard, Walter Boardman Road, really heavy rain continues this evening. And again, it looks like the warning was just allowed to expire tonight. Okay, so we don't have any warnings. And I think that's also all of the special weather statements. So I think every single alert is now allowed to expire. And now we're going to go into the live stream portion of the show just as we planned it that way. All right. So if you're just joining us tonight, we have 2 streams on YouTube. We have the severe weather stream that I'm just going to let run for the next 30 minutes because we have 100 and some people watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you're just joining us, this is a weekly, daily live stream, Monday through Friday, right here on clickorlando.com, on YouTube, and on TikTok. We're here every Monday through Friday, rain or shine. I guess it wouldn't be shine at 10 o'clock at night or else we'd have a problem. Moonshine, I guess. The moonshine, not that moonshine, although some of you may do that while watching the live stream. Who knows? But we hang out and we talk about the weather in all seriousness. That might sound a little weird or nerdy, but we do that to give you a heads up about the weather, to make sure you know what's going on with the weather. And if you like to nerd out with us, you can do that here too. It's blank because I'm loading up the weather show. So we can talk a little bit about tomorrow's weather that's going to be fairly similar to what we saw today in terms of the sea breeze thunderstorms that are arriving. But for the great audience that we had on the live storm coverage, I just wanted to bring that to your attention if you were interested in that stuff, to kind of get an early heads up if you typically don't stay up for the 11 o'clock news or don't have cable and you wanted to stream some stuff. The computer is doing weird stuff as it's loading all of my graphics. But if you wanted that stuff, it just, since we had a great audience on the live stream, I had that live stream built typically by like 6 or 7 o'clock, sometimes earlier than that, to come on over and to hang out. So just want to alert you to that. We'll get into some of the stuff about tomorrow's weather in just 1 second on why I think this is really the start, part 2 of the wet season. There's the heavy rain still sliding through on Flagler Beach. We'll do the loop. We had friends in Titusville and Mims asking about the rain before. There's the light stuff. Our friend Melissa hanging out in New Smyrna. There's the rain that your New 6 weather app alerted you to. It's nothing too crazy. It'll get a little heavier in about 30-ish minutes. But same deal in Edgewater. Same deal in Oak Hill. certainly taking a break in the villages, Leesburg, Claremont. We'll do it again tomorrow. And we will fire up the future radar in just 1 second, but then this is going to be the area that is really honing in. Now, I haven't been able to look at the latest data since we've been a little tied up tonight. So we are going to do that in real time. Awesome, man. There you go. Drinks and click Orlando 6. Boy, this stream is gonna get wild in a hurry since saying moonshine. Moonshine, a Florida spec. All right, so we've got Richard. It looks like there's gonna be a party at your house, my friend. Everyone's coming down to you. Hey, it's a Tuesday evening. We don't want to go back to Monday. It's a Friday evening live streams. Well, there we go. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to load up the latest model data. We don't have the long range one just yet. That should be, it normally comes in the one that goes, the high resolution model that goes out 2 days. That comes in, at about 10:15-ish. So momentarily we should have that. So keep on checking. The latest one I do have, they go out 18 hours. So let's just take the, I don't, obviously it doesn't go out far enough. It only goes out. Oh, well, that's why. I only had it set to go out 4. So it takes us to the start of tomorrow. So I don't think we're going to wake up with downpours like what we did today. So what do you mean? Flagler Beach has nothing like on the map. Talk to me because I don't know what you mean by that. I want to figure out what you're talking about. Let me get back to the radar. So there is, and that's not me, that's the radar. But to be clear, you're saying it's not raining in Flagler Beach right now? I seriously do want to know. I'm not being like, hey, and I'll take the okay as well. Thanks, C. I appreciate that. Hopefully, we do not have to fire up the stream for hurricane season, but I do appreciate that. John B enjoys the rain tonight. We've got a cookout plan happening in the live stream. Okay, so the rain is letting up. Okay, but you got rain, right? You have rain. It's still raining there. It's certainly letting up, but I don't think the radar is not wrong. And by the way, the radar scan happens every 5 minutes. So we could be seeing this like 2 minutes in the past as well as this moves back out to sea. So that would be why that's happening. But it is raining in Flagler County, in Flagler Beach. Yeah, I just took a look at Palm Coast, and it's raining there lightly. And there's Palm Coast. I can see the raindrops in Palm Coast. I don't have a camera in Flagler Beach, but it's doing something. I can guarantee that. Okay, so we're waiting for the latest high resolution model to come in. Titusville is just some light stuff tonight. It's coming. Be patient. Be patient, Melissa. It's coming. There it is. It's close. Still not there yet. Hey, Alexi Lynn on TikTok, Thunder in Ormond Beach report. We're going to head back to Ormond Beach. And there it is. So it's kind of weird, but that's what cool, man. Sweet. Awesome. Enjoy, my friend. Thanks, Jen Parr, for hanging on and joining the live stream tonight. Look at this. This is why it's always good to be mindful of what's going on with the weather. Look at that lightning strike in Ormond Beach. And Lexi Lynn on TikTok pointed that out. Far, far away from all the intense lightning activity that is moving off of the coast. There's the cell. Look at all that lightning in Daytona still. And all that stuff. So rogue lightning strike there away from the parent thunderstorm. So always be careful. Okay, so C says he's really going to start the fire here in Loop in Kissimmee. Do you know how long the drizzle will be around? Let's go back down to Kissimmee. And let me get back to the Melbourne radar. I think I'm using Jacksonville. It's not much longer, my friend. Get the wood ready. It's kind of sliding north and fizzling out. If you're on the north side, probably about 30 minutes, maybe. If you're on the south side, a little bit sooner than that. I would start getting your stuff ready if you're going to light the fire up tonight. Yeah, I'm not sure. Flagler Beach looked like they were getting a pretty good downpour. Maybe he went to Richard's house. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, so there's that. I want to show you the weather setup for tomorrow. Because it's the reason why the East Coast sea breeze is going to be the dominant one. So in this time of the year, we have the East Coast sea breeze, we have the West Coast sea breeze, and the forecast challenge is to determine which sea breeze is going to be the dominant one. Now, today was the East Coast sea breeze. We had the West Coast sea. Well, it wasn't really the West Coast sea breeze. The storms fired up, and the upper level winds were out of the west, which then helped to push the storms back to the Atlantic side. A lot of times, the East Coast sea breeze just keeps on plowing right onto the Gulf. Different story tonight. With them kind of firing up and then sliding back to the east. I want to show you this graphic because this is going to be the deal getting into tomorrow on our Wednesday. We have this Bermuda high that's just chilling out there. You guessed it, by Bermuda. And what that's doing is it's yanking in a bunch of the moisture from the extreme southwest Atlantic Ocean, pulling it up from the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Florida Straits, and then sending it right on through. And then what happens is with the heating of the day, we get the thunderstorms to develop. So now we have much more moisture to work with in our atmosphere, courtesy of that Bermuda high. The storms can kind of feed off of that moisture. The other thing is that with that persistent Bermuda high there, the winds tend to stay more out of the south and east, which is going to allow, sorry for hitting the mic like twice, which is going to send the storms on a more easterly trajectory. So you would expect the storms to favor, you're going to get downpours along the I-95 corridor tomorrow, and then those are going to push inland. Awesome. Sweet Richard, enjoy the night. Thanks a ton for the reports and for watching the storms with us sliding in. Hope to see you next time on a live stream when we're doing it. You were a ton of fun and a ton of help. Appreciate you, my friend. So that's the setup for tomorrow. Now, I want to take you to the high resolution model. Okay. So this is going to be Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning, and watch what happens as we go forward. Note where the flow is. See how it kind of builds, and look at the clouds coming from like the Bahamas and doing a pinwheel thing. It's pivoting around that chunk of high pressure out there. So there's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then notice how everything congeals toward the west. And I'm going to get you my view in a second. I'm on kind of the wide view, but I wanted to show you that other graphic. This one, because I think it kind of it sets the stage. It tells the weather story on why I'm a big fan of why is the weather happening. We talked a little bit on the stream about the Angels bowling uh, to help calm children or myself from the fear of the thunder, what's going on. But that led to the curiosity. Okay, what's going on? So I like the why. I'm a big fan of showing your work like you had to do in school. Okay, I don't want to just say the storms are happening. I want to show you guys why the storms are happening or why they're moving in this direction. That's a big thing for me. So I wanted to show you that before we got back into the other things. So I have to load up my other show, and we have about 15 minutes left on this live stream. And then I'm going to have you guys, if you want, and I hope you do, come over to News 6 at 11 o'clock tonight. And I'm going to show you the latest data coming through. I don't have time to kind of load it up into the stream tonight because then I have to sign off here in literally about 10 to 15 minutes because I have to get the 11 o'clock show ready for you guys. I want to show you the rainfall, though. This was wild tonight. Let me turn off the lightning. And we talked about this at 6, that I thought that the most widespread rain would be in between I-4 and I-75. So there we go. There's I-4, give or take. And then there's where the heavier rain came through. I did think it'd push a little bit further into Leesburg, so it didn't get as far west as I thought it might before it blew back. But all in all, we had the heaviest thunderstorms right about in here tonight, and we had a few of them start back through as well. Let's get closer in. This is where we had the flash flood warning. I got a few friends in Pine Hills tonight. Look at all the rain, and this came down in a few hours time frame. 4 or 5 inches of rain around Pine Hills. That's why we had flash flood warnings in play. Dr. Phillips, we had some rock and storms around. Windermere, 3 inches of rain. Four Corners into Celebration. Look at that. I mean, just more lightning still going on. Oak Ridge, the airport got spared for the most part. I told you I had some friends waiting to get a flight out of here, and that's always the risk you run. I know sometimes it can't be avoided. I had to fly back a couple of times this year in the evening, and both times there was a ground stop, so couldn't leave my airport to come back because they were holding everything because of the storms through the Florida Peninsula. Oviedo, we got some rain tonight. Healthy dose. Goldenrod area, Winter Park. Good amount of rain tonight. We'll check the Keach Byram drought index tomorrow. I'm going to make a note of that. Because I'm going to show it to you now. And we'll compare it. I do have the change, the percent or the number change. Hang on 1 second. I'm still live. That's our producer Ken, by the way. He's he's talking to me about what he wants to do for the show in the 11. So I'm gonna have to wrap it up pretty quick, um, so that we can discuss how we're gonna handle the show tonight. So that's kind of some inside information. Again, Ken's a great guy. He's our 11 o'clock producer, theme park expert as well. So a lot of the stuff you see from the theme parks come from him. Really cool. But so he's producing the show on the other side of those doors, getting ready for the 11. So all the news and weather that you see and the order that it is and the video that gets in there, he's directing all that out there. So that's what's going on in the newsroom tonight, just before 10:30. He's slamming, and I'm sure he needs to talk to me to be like, "Hey, what's going on with the weather tonight?" I should tell him to dial up the live stream. But anyway, what was I talking about? I can't even remember now. Oh, I was bringing the drought index. That's what I was doing. Because we do still have um, a severe drought in parts of, and look at this. So Marion County, we jumped back above 500. We jumped back above 500. So 500 is that number that a lot of counties use to issue burn bans. I know Orange, Lake, Seminole, Brevard, everybody, those are automatic burn ban numbers. So that just goes to show, again, it's location, location, location. And while we got dumped on, we didn't get a ton of rain in Marion County today. We did have downpours and thunderstorms around, but I'll be anxious to see what happened to those numbers. The numbers in Orange County are going to go down even further. Again, we're doing great in Flagler, most of Volusia, Seminole, Orange, Osceola, we're doing okay. Brevard, we're starting to jump back up there again. Same in Sumter. So we could use some rain closer to I-75. That might help a little bit more tomorrow. Let me just text Ken so he doesn't think that I just kind of shoot him away. So I just let him know that I was live. Didn't want him to think I'm being rude. Hey, I mean, we might do this again tomorrow night if we have those storms out there. Like I think we might. I'm gonna have to dissect those models real quick, but before the 11 o'clock and just see if they continue to show that. But the pattern that I just showed you is holding, and it's you forecast the pattern. You're gonna get the forecast pretty close anyway. And again, tomorrow is in that same kind of deal. Look at the rain near Lake George tonight. Holy cow. 5 inches of rain? That's amazing. Incredible stuff there. Right on the Putnam, Flagler, Volusia line. We had a severe thunderstorm warning there. Let's check out. This is where we just got finished with. And in that short amount of time that we were watching Ormond by the Sea, it hasn't updated yet for Ormond by the Sea. But Mound Grove, 1 to 2 inches of rain. Crazy stuff. Just wild there. All right, we have a bro. What's up, my friend? Why'd you say bro? What you got for us tonight on the live stream? Let's do one final look at the radar. And because I'm a little behind because of the live stream, I might have to cut off the live show early tonight. But there's where the rain still is. Flagler Beach to Ormond Beach. There's some of the heavier stuff, relatively speaking, for our friend Melissa in New Smyrna. It's going to be light to moderate rain. Oak Hill. Let's check out the fire pit situation in Kissimmee. Make sure that's completely up to date. What's going on, Ziana? And just some very light rain continuing if you're getting the fire pit ready in Kissimmee. All righty, guys. Hey, I want to thank you again. We were live since 6:35 in the evening with these storms tonight. Thank you. So here, I'll give you this. So he wanted to touch base. He just texted me back. She wants another shout out. Ken just said he wanted to touch base because lightning sparked a fire in West Orange County. So that is whenever that's that nasty storm that we were tracking. I mean, gosh, that was around 7 o'clock that one was around. So that sparked a fire in West Orange. And then that Post Malone concert that was delayed 90 minutes. We talked about that earlier in the live stream that was going to be nuts as well. Sylvester wants a shout out. Good evening, Sylvester. Thanks for joining the live stream tonight. Alrighty, guys, I want to thank you again for tuning in this evening. If you enjoyed the content, the live stream, if you're on TikTok or YouTube, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We do this very often when there's storms around. Again, they don't have to be severe, certainly don't have to be a hurricane for them to be impactful. And I want to just give you guys the heads up and kind of talk through this stuff. I mean, as we just saw, lightning sparked a fire at some structure in West Orange, or maybe in the forest. I'm not sure. I just know that there was a fire in West Orange just from my producer, Ken. I will tell him you guys said hi. But just want to let you know, too, we're here Monday through Friday, regardless of the weather, at 10 o'clock every evening on this stream on the News 6 YouTube channel. Please consider subscribing and becoming a regular viewer on that. I appreciate that a ton. So thank you guys for being here this evening and tracking the storms with me. Alrighty. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10 and, well, maybe earlier, depending on the storms. And I'll see you guys at 11. Thank you a ton for being here. Appreciate you all.